Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. If you are new here, my name is Mai. I'm a mom to two boys, and on my channel I love making motherhood, homemaking, and just living in light of the gospel. Today I wanted to take you guys along with me to do some homemaking, and this is not just the main mundane things like doing dishes, but these are things I've had on my to-do list and finally tackling them, sharing some recipes, and then also a couple fun projects. In this clip, I have you guys with me in the bathroom, and I had been procrastinating cleaning the shower for so long because it's very time consuming. I have to scrub real hard, use my power, and I think I'd been meaning to do it for like 2 months. So I finally got to it while the kids were napping. As you can see in the clip, my little baby did end up waking up, but that was after the scrubbing. So thankfully I got to do the scrubbing without the kids, which that was another reason why I'd been putting it off, because my baby does nap in the room that connects to this master bath. And I was like, is it gonna wake him up? But I just decided to do it anyways, and my baby's gonna sleep through the noise, which she did. It's a good thing for the babies to learn to sleep through noise. So I also wiped the shower liner because that was really gross. Washed the fabric shower curtain. I'm not sure what that's called. But then I also washed the bath rug, and now I can shower peacefully without constantly thinking like, I have to clean this shower, I have to clean this shower, I have to clean this shower. But yeah, that's something that had been bothering me, and I can actually take a shower in peace now. Next, in this clip, something exploded in the microwave, something with red sauce. I completely forgot, but just getting to that and cleaning it. Definitely something I want to be more diligent about, is just cleaning the microwave regularly. The next task I'm doing is making a baby changing station on top of the dresser, and my baby does sleep in the room with my husband and I, so this just made sense for it to go here, even though the height is a little bit tall, but it works. It's a surface. Prior to making a changing station, I would have the diapers in one room, wipes in another, diaper cream in another room, and then I'd have to go search for all of those things before I changed my son's diapers. Putting this together was super simple. I already had everything. I just pulled it out of storage, and now everything actually has a home. The next two projects that I'll be showing you guys are for my front entryway. For the longest time, my husband and I just kind of left that area blank, and we recently got a table from Hobby Lobby, just a super inexpensive one, to stage the home for when we do eventually want to sell it, which we thought this was going to be our forever home. There's a whole story behind that. But anyways, I am trying to make this watering can less millennial gray. I got it from a vintage store quite a while ago, and I decided to paint it blue because it was gray before, and my home is already like so starter that I didn't want another gray piece. So I painted this blue, waited for it to dry, and then came back and painted some bees and clouds on it, made it super summery. Also in this clip, I'm probably talking about something funny with my husband. But yeah, anyways, this is gonna go on that table that we purchased. The next thing I'm working on for the entryway as well is a mirror, which I got for free at a garage sale. You can kind of see it in this clip above the watering can. Of course, the night owl in me had to do this project at night, which turned out to be a good idea because I could not have done this with my kids. Rub and buff probably would have ended up on furniture, clothes, the floor. But I also had these two pieces that I wanted to touch up because parts of it were chipped. I got these from an antique store recently. We're planning to put these above a piano once we get one. This was my first time using rub and buff. I was very delighted with the results. Like, I could not really tell the difference between what was chipped before and what was actually there. So I got so excited and started painting the mirror without even taping it, just to test out the results. Also, as you can see behind me, yes, we have lots of baby things for my 7-month-old. Anyways, once I tested the results a bit, I finally taped the mirror so we wouldn't get any rub and buff on there, and then laid down some bags. That way the floor would stay nice and clean, and then just worked that rub and buff in, and now it's gold. Very pretty, more the aesthetic that I'm looking for instead of that dark brown from before. So here's the finished product. My entryway, guys, it is not finished. I'm just throwing things on there that I eventually want to style it with, but here's the mirror up. For the last portion of this video, I'm sharing what I've been cooking recently, and I have just found so much joy in being in the kitchen recently, like cooking, finding new recipes. So in this clip, we just came back from Walmart. I bought this cereal, which we typically don't buy cereal. But Oliver saw that it had chocolate on it, so he thought it was a snack, and I just got that for him. He's eating that while I'm preparing dinner. This does have to be made in advance because it cooks for like an hour in the oven. My husband and I were very inspired by a couple from our church who invited us over for lunch, and they were keto. They're just like talking to us about nutrition and the benefits of keto. So, with my husband, he's been wanting to lose weight for quite a while now, and he decided that we should try to go keto at least for our dinners. And obviously, we're new to this, but I've had a lot of fun researching recipes, just trying to do less carbs. Obviously, we don't count calories. Like when we eat berries, we're not thinking about, oh, this has this many carbs. You know what I mean? To us, carbs mean bread, pasta, and rice. So I guess we're trying to do like no explicit carbs, if that makes sense. But this is a keto lasagna, and it uses chicken deli meat instead of the pasta. It was really good, and I am excited to continue learning new recipes. I was very on board with this keto slash higher protein diet because I do want to have my boys growing up having that palate and growing up, eating real foods instead of lots of processed foods. And I've said this before, but I say it with no judgment because we have had processed foods, but just trying to slowly cut that out over time and train my family's taste buds to eat real foods. In this next clip, I am trying out a new dinner. It's a creamy Tuscany chicken, which overall it wasn't bad, but we just didn't find it as like a favorite recipe that we would be rotating through. I'll still have it linked if you want to try it. I had the chicken marinating in the fridge, and it is so true when older women tell me that I need to prepare for dinner early because dinner's coming, and having just a little bit of prep done helps out a lot, makes dinner seem not as daunting. For me, my husband comes quite late from work a lot of the days, so I don't have someone watching the kids while I cook. And that tip of preparing for dinner early in the day definitely helps. Thankfully, though, as you can see by my smile, my husband was home in this clip. He's been coming home a little bit earlier, and I've been having help with the kids, which is very nice. Okay, so I just wanted to share a little bit of our own experience with eating healthier and cleaner. We had been doing this for like a week, going a little bit hardcore with keto, or just, I guess, more protein, cutting out junk, cutting out a lot of carbs. So we went out to Culver's for lunch on a Saturday, and we felt super sluggish and tired afterwards. Eating the foods that God intended for us to eat, the fruit of the earth and the animals, that nourishes our bodies way better than processed and junk food. In this clip, I'm making a green bean casserole. I learned to make cream of mushroom soup by myself, so I've been making green bean casseroles quite often. It is like my favorite Thanksgiving dish. So delicious, and I'm like, why do people only make this during Thanksgiving? It is so easy to make. So I decided to make this for a side dish, and then as the main meal we did Greek chicken. It's my own little twist off of Half Baked Harvest's Greek chicken dish. I typically eat it with rice, and I just omitted that for this recipe. But guys, coming from an Asian who grew up eating rice with every single meal, like I remember eating rice with sugar as a meal. But yeah, like rice with eggs, rice with ramen. It has taken me 3+ years to stop eating rice with every meal, and now it's like pretty easy for me to do. In this clip, I was craving cinnamon, so I made this specifically for me and my toddler when we're craving a little bit of a sweet treat. I followed a recipe loosely, but mine just does not stick together very well. So I try to form them into balls, but then they're kind of very crumbly. So I just put them into my Greek yogurt, or we'll just eat it crumbled. Okay, so I put this clip at the very end because I didn't really finish filming it, but essentially what I'm doing is looking through the bin of the next size for my 7-month-old baby because he's just growing like crazy, and then we are also putting his clothes into my toddler's room because they will be sharing rooms eventually, and then of course taking out the small clothes that doesn't fit my baby anymore. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along with me, doing some homemaking, cooking nourishing meals for my family. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely want to know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.